Alright, so just want to do a quick video here, just showing the divisions that I got set up for this new season coming up for NHL 21. So we're starting off here in the Pacific Division. I've kind of based this more on a 90s era division. Of course, you got Colorado, Dallas, Detroit. This is kind of like your Western Conference kind of rivals here, all won Stanley Cups in the 90s. And then you got your Eastern guys, New Jersey, which was dominant. The 94 Ranger team. Flyers, this is kind of like a Spectrum era team. And then Pittsburgh, the 90s team. This is kind of like Lemieux's 90s Penguins. And then St. Louis I threw in there too because they're a part of this division. Even though they have some more current players on their team, I just threw them in there too. So fun division. You got a lot of rivals here from the East and the West. So some good hockey in this division here. Up next, the Central, which I based more on 1980s rosters. Of course, you got your Flames, Edmonton Alumni, which is pretty much your 80s Oilers with a couple wild card picks. Kind of your Gretzky era LA Kings. And then Minnesota North Stars, which I made into a Wild / North Stars all-time team. And of course, you got to have the 1980s New York Islanders. This is pretty much the 94 Canucks mixed in with some of the 80s guys. And then Winnipeg, you pretty much your all-time team all the way up until about 95 when they left to Phoenix. So there's your Western Conference. Some good rivalries here. You got Gretzky on two teams here. I do have some duplicates, not that many, but I do have a few. So in the playoffs, you can see the kind of matchups that you might get here. Interesting. And then the conference finals, you'd have some pretty fun, interesting matchups as well. All right, move over to the East Coast. The Atlantic Division, I set up more of kind of like a 70s / 80s kind of more old school arena. You got Boston, which is like your Bobby Orr team, Boston Garden era. Buffalo, this is an all-time team except for any like modern era players. Detroit, this is your all-time Detroit team minus your 90s stars, so guys like Gordie Howe playing with guys like Datsuk. Hartford Whalers alumni, what I did was I made a Whalers / Carolina Hurricanes all-time team, and I just put them on the Whalers team. Montreal, this is pretty much your 1970s era team, and with some guys even older than that. Ottawa Senators, this is just your Ottawa all-time team. Same with Quebec. This is your Quebec all-time team up until about 95 when they left to Colorado. And then Toronto, this is your Toronto Maple Leaf Gardens era team. So Sittler and all the boys up until about Matt Sundin and Gilmore and Clark. So interesting division here. A lot of old school players in this division. It's my oldest division in my league. So this is like an Adams division here. You have Hartford, Montreal, Quebec. So should be fun. And then last but not least is the Metro, which is based a little bit more on modern day teams. You start off here with Anaheim. This is their all-time team. They're going to be more the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim. I'm going to use the Mighty Ducks jerseys for them. Boston, this is your 2011 Stanley Cup champion up until now. They've had a dominant 10-year run here. They've made 3 Stanley Cup finals, been a top team, so I've pretty much taken that roster and put them here. Same with Chicago. Chicago, this is your Jonathan Toews, Patrick Kane era Stanley Cup winning Chicago Blackhawks. I think I added Jeremy Roenick as a wild card pick too, but we'll have a look at that after. Pittsburgh, this is your Sidney Crosby era Pittsburgh Penguins. They won 3 Stanley Cups as well. San Jose, this is just a Sharks all-time team. A lot of guys are still playing in the league, so it's a little more based modern, but they are some of our older players there. Tampa Bay, the most recent Stanley Cup champion. This team here is just an all-time team. Basically a mix of the current team that won and the '04, Le Cavalier, St. Louis era team. Vancouver Canucks, this is your Orca Bay era team. So like Naslund, Bertuzzi, all the way to the Seguins and Luongo, all the way to the Pettersson and Besser of today. Pretty highly ranked too. Washington, this is your all-time team. Of course, a lot of current players. The current Stanley Cup champion team, and then mixed in with some classic Capitals as well. So it's a good Division II rivalries here. You got Crosby and Ovechkin are in the same division, and then you got Boston there, Taves and Kane against the Canucks. They had some good rivalries with the Canucks. Tampa Bay, a little mishmash of teams, but it's a good mix. The better teams of the modern era are right here. And then if you look at the conference matchups here, a lot of interesting matchups. Montreal's the best team. On this side, who's the best team here? Tampa and Pittsburgh are ranked the highest. So they're all pretty even. So interesting to see what happens here. It'll be a fun season coming up. I'm looking forward to it. A lot of work getting the arenas completed, all the teams and everything completed. But it's finally time to drop the puck.